Hey y'all, welcome to Stacking Growth, a weekly check-in where I take the tips we drop in the Refine Labs weekly newsletter and apply it for our own brand marketing team, stacking them up for our continued evolution and growth. I'm Steph Crugnola, and this week I'm focused on landing pages and niching down. This week's call to action featured Tass Bober, who is one of my favorite new people I've ever gotten to sit down and chat with. She's an absolute force and really inspiring. She stands out on the LinkedIn feed and on an interview style podcast because she is fully her authentic self. No apologies, no professional persona. She's just Tass, and she's amazing. If you haven't listened to that yet, click one back and make sure you do. In the episode, she talks about niching down her business to focus on landing pages and a few of the conversations that helped her find that niche. In the newsletter this week, we sent out a kind of a worksheet, a list of questions to ask yourself if you're trying to niche down or if you're trying to find where you should focus your efforts. I don't plan on starting my own business right now, but I am trying to post more on LinkedIn this year. So I used that worksheet to figure out what I should focus on posting. I'm starting from a place in content production, but that isn't niche enough. So here I go. First step is to identify my unique strengths. Where do other people seek my advice? What's the problem I'm solving for people? It's kind of hard to narrow this down beyond content production because normally I'm giving pretty general how to get started advice. Is that niche enough? You're not going to answer me. Answer me in the comments. But I'm going to go ahead to the next section and come back if I need to. Step two is to find your market gap. What are the common frustrations? What's the friction in the process for most folks? I think for me, what I hear the most in a frustration of starting a podcast is how do I find and own my voice? How do I sound authentic and also stand out in a saturated market? People are looking for gimmicks or formats or like catchy things to make them stand out, which sometimes feels like it makes your voice less authentic. So how do I stay authentic but also make myself unique? That definitely niches down the first part a little bit. So getting started, but also specifically getting started with finding your voice. Step three asks for a positioning statement. So I help X achieve Y by Z. So here I worked on this for a little bit, and what I came up with as a first draft is I help aspiring content creators achieve a confident show launch by working with them to find their unique, authentic voice. I think it needs work, but it's a place to start. And moving on to step four, you actually have to test it out because it's great to do this work, but if you're not putting it into practice, what's the point? And that's kind of where this podcast started. So really, really putting my money where my mouth is. Um, for the next week, I am going to craft a series of posts with this specific niche in mind and see how it plays out. If you are on LinkedIn, connect with me. See what I'm post. Hold me accountable. If you don't see a post, let me know. I will even link my page in the show notes that you don't have to guess how to spell Cragnola. Moving forward, away from niching, the other thing that I took away from the episode this week is how important clarity is on a landing page. Tess is an expert on landing pages and talked a lot about it, but I wanted to see what I could do to put some of that into practice. Evan and our creative team worked really hard on the Refine Labs website landing page this year. They've come up with something truly special and amazing. It's so impactful. It's so visually stunning, but I still wanted to apply what I learned from Taz. So I kind of like focused on our podcast landing page, the about section. I pulled it up for the first time in a long time. I'm sure other podcasters or content creators out there can relate to the fact that you look at your about section and you're like, oh, when is this from? When did I write this? Are we that show anymore? Our podcast about section had a ton of buzzwords. It said we were going to help you delight your customers and crush your competition, which might have been the vibe of the podcast a couple of years ago, but it has very much shifted. And so our language needed to shift with it. I simplified to focus on what we're really trying to do. It's a pillar for marketers by marketers. We're here to help tactically, but also create meaningful relationships and start conversations about the very real journeys marketers go through. If you have a minute, please take a look at the new about section and let me know what you think. Refine Labs news is light for the newsletter today. We'll be scheduling our April roundtable soon, and that'll focus on paid media, which is super exciting because we have so many paid media experts at Refine Labs. I promise, whatever date it is, you are going to learn a lot. So, to cap the newsletter off, we wanted to leave y'all with Tass's simple and clear advice: stop measuring landing pages based on conversions. What should you be measuring on? Well, you'll have to click back to the episode to find out. I promise it's worth it. That's it for me today. Please leave a comment or connect with me on LinkedIn if you have thoughts, feedback, or if you just want to chat.